Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment.
The BSN Network proudly presents the W.E.C.P. with your hosts,
Aaron Holiday
and Jerry Flynn, the heels of podcasting.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 20 of W.E.C.P. I'm Aaron.
I'm Jerry.
And we're going to talk about Wrestlemania review, what the call-ups. Jerry got to go and see Raw the night after, what was it? Not night after Mania, but it's the
Superstars.
Yeah, the shake-up,
Yeah.
the week after Mania. And we also have a special guest with us. We'll introduce him when we come back from the break, and we'll talk about that. All right?
Let's do it.
That's this wrestling, you fuckface!
All right, guys. Well, we have a special guest with us today, Stephen Christina from... Okay, so I'm going to say this. He messes me up every time I say it, so I'm going to try it. All right, so it's the new and improved Super Retro Throwback Reviews Audio Files version 2.0.
You nailed it right in the head.
If Dave doesn't point at me and start talking as I'm about to say it, I screw up every time. But if I just focus on it, I can say it very well. It's a mouthful, but it's a great name. I like it. You cannot forget that. So thank you for coming in. We were on your show about a month ago?
About a month ago,
Yeah. So and you were really excited. You wanted to come in and talk about WrestleMania.
Yep.
And the shakeup and everything that's going on in wrestling as it is right now. So we're excited to have you here. Really happy.
Yeah, a lot's happened since you guys appeared on my show.
Since we last talked. But so Jerry,
Yep.
first reaction to the show. What did you feel when you watched WrestleMania? How did you feel about it watching it?
How do I feel about watching it?
Yes, while you were watching. We'll talk about our how many weeks removed, how we look back on it. But
I think what happened was we might have overhyped ourselves.
Yeah.
Because after watching it, I wasn't happy with it.
Okay.
I think maybe the finishes. It just and I kept thinking to myself during the show it doesn't feel like WrestleMania, even though the word WrestleMania was on the entrance ramp. I don't know. It didn't have that oh my god, it's WrestleMania. I'm so excited right now, and I don't know but that would be my initial thought with it. I mean,
yeah.
we'll get more in detail.
Yeah.
About why I feel like that. But.
Well, the last time we talked the night. We talked was it the night before?
We talked the day before.
We talked the day before, so we hadn't even seen NXT yet.
No.
So I think that's the real downfall of WrestleMania at this point is you have a show the night before that's literally a quarter of the time that your show is the next day.
Right.
It's a better show, better matches, and it feels like you get more quality.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
WrestleMania is more of a quantity over quality.
Right.
And it's always been that way. It's not like, if you go back to WrestleMania 1, there's a lot of matches on there. Like WrestleMania 3, one of my favorite pay-per-views. You watch it, and you're like, oh my god, why is this match even on here? But it's a spectacle. Right. That's really what it is. Yeah. And to try to get all the boys paid.
Exactly.
That's really what it is.
Exactly.
I have to agree with Jerry. It was probably everyone was probably overexcited over this. But agreeing with you too, NXT probably was a lot more better than WrestleMania, but like I said, we'll talk about it in a little bit. So
yeah. Well, I just felt that way, and then also the one thing, and I'll take the side of more pro WrestleMania, just kind of for the sake of argument point. Yeah. if you look back, WrestleMania has always been that way. They always bring in a big name, whatever, to try to hype that show up. The first WrestleMania was based off of Mr. T feuding with Roddy Piper. The second WrestleMania was based on that slightly. Also, every WrestleMania at the beginning all had Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
So you had him main eventing like the first 4 or first 3 at least. Mm-hmm. So I mean that's a big part of it, and it always had famous people in it.
Right.
I feel like this one, there wasn't really that, like, was there a crazy celebrity thing this year? Not really, right? Like it was
Do you
most
count Kid Rock?
He wasn't at WrestleMania.
He was at the Hall of Fame.
But he wasn't at WrestleMania.
I mean, when they did the Hall of Fame, that little thing,
He wasn't there. He didn't come out.
Are you sure?
He did.
Did he?
He was
Yeah.
there.
Oh, because he didn't perform. I thought he was going to perform.
That's what I was expecting.
Yeah, they didn't have that
I
performer
was
this
expecting
year.
a performance from
Yeah.
him, and as much as I hate to say it, but they didn't even have Flo Rida to do anything.
Which is good.
And usually,
Yeah,
is good, but I mean,
which is good.
just to kind of do something.
Yeah.
Like I don't like saying it either, but I mean, just to
No,
kinda-
not that I have anything against Flow Rider. I mean, like, something different.
Right.
He's done it, like, he
And
did it, like, 2 years in a row.
Right, and I'm thinking like, okay, Kid Rock got inducted. There's no way they're not going to not have him do something.
Yeah.
No, dry,
Yeah.
completely dry.
Yeah. So, basically, what was the one match that you guys watched that you loved from WrestleMania? Like, we obviously, NXT that's a whole nother story.
Yeah,
And I'll touch on that real quickly and move on from it. But I always shit on Velveteen Dream. Like, I hate his character.
Yeah.
His wrestling is just like him and Ricochet going back and forth
It's
during the
art.
ladder match at NXT was insane.
Man.
He's legit in the ring. Like,
That
I can.
match was awesome.
It was amazing. I can look past his bullshit outside of the ring and his character and, like, whatever.
Yeah.
I can admit that guy's a legit wrestler.
Right.
So I'd rather I'll admit that I was wrong about that, but I think his character is still weird and doesn't really have a definition.
Yeah.
But his wrestling is bar none awesome.
Do you think the wrong man won that ladder match?
No,
Okay, because I was going for Ricochet.
I just think he hasn't. They view it as he hasn't been here long enough.
Yeah.
Especially in NXT, they're big on, like, big reveal. He gets to get that big moment, and then somewhere down the road he'll be the NXT champion, and then
He'll definitely
in a
be.
year he'll be up on the main roster.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say this to be spiteful, up on the main roster floundering because they won't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, what was the Mania match that you were like, this is awesome?
The Shinsuke match.
You liked it?
And that's saying a lot
Yeah, I have to agree with Jerry.
because it wasn't. I mean,
Is it so much the?
Think about it.
Is it the heel turn that you
The
made you
heel-
love it?
heel
the heel turn was because I'm sitting there watching it. I'm like, okay, he's handing him the belt. I'm like, he's getting on one knee, and I'm like, okay, that's something that they would do in, like, New Japan, whatever. And then the minute he hit him right in the balls, I was like, oh my god, Shinsuke is heel now. I was
Yeah.
like, this is
awesome.
That's to me, that's solidified. Like, yes, boom, there it
Yeah,
is.
you got to think about. I was sitting with a whole group of friends watching WrestleMania, and we had the same reaction as Jerry did because they had that tradition of New Japan, and we didn't expect he was gonna low blow AJ
Yeah.
Styles and the Grapefruits. We didn't expect that, so it was just our initial reaction was just like Jerry's. So
And I wanted him to win.
Me too.
I was disappointed in the loss, but now I understand.
Yeah.
You might be able to let him just build into something really awesome.
did you guys notice? My friend pointed this theory out when we were watching WrestleMania. The people that lost at WrestleMania this year, it was their first WrestleMania.
Wow.
No, I didn't put that together.
No, I never. No,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
I mean, yeah, out of the people that it's their first time going.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that changes something too.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's something that, like, that's another Vince thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it's your first time. You don't need to win. You'll be back next year.
Right.
You already made it to the show.
But the stakes were really high for these people. Like
Yeah.
Asuka's streak, Shinsuke and with AJ with the Wrestle Kingdom and the title and everything, the hype with all that.
Yeah.
And then Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, yeah. But they won.
Right, they won.
But she was also teamed up with
Exactly. It
with
wasn't
Angle.
just-
Right.
Well, also, I just think you would waste too much money her first match losing.
Yeah.
Like, that would be stupid.
But then she's not.
Featured every week.
Yeah, she's not.
Right.
I mean, she was there when we went, and we were in Hartford, but
Did you throw her a pair of your old underwear?
I did. I did the the Petey Pablo spin in the air like a helicopter and right on the face.
Yeah.
Of course, they cut that out on TV.
I do gotta mention that her attire at WrestleMania, when you guys appeared on my show and we were debating how she was gonna come out.
Yep.
I don't know which one of us predicted have her wearing the kilt. And
I'm pretty sure you threw that out.
yeah,
I think you threw that out.
called it.
Yeah, no,
I didn't want the cage. I didn't want her to wear the gloves. I didn't want her to. I didn't
No.
want her to look the way she looked in the UFC. Like,
but she kind of did.
but she. No, you're right.
I would say her outfit was a little bit less than what she wore in the UFC.
Yeah, she had
I
boots
feel-
on.
Huh? She had boots on.
Yeah.
Well, and I felt like her gear also was maybe cut a little bit smaller, like especially her top.
Yeah.
Seemed like it was a little, but like that was the one thing I think one of my friends texted me. He's like, "Are we gonna get full frontal of her?" And I'm like, "I hope not," just because like that would be horrible for the sport. Because I just think so many people would turn that into a negative. Oh, Vince did it again. He's such a pig. He's letting women. And I'd be like, no. Like if her gear breaks, that's not her fault,
Yeah.
and it's not Vince's
I was gonna say,
fault.
well, how
But
about-
I also feel like she should wear a little bit more. I think, but what's funny is we say that like a Bailey wears like full pants. Mm-hmm. You never see her. You never worry about her butt, but she's had like almost nip slips and stuff. Like it's tough.
Well, AJ.
I get AJ. Yeah, his pants ripped.
Ripped. His
Yeah.
ass was hanging right
Yeah.
out.
So there's no fail safe, but like her shorts kept riding up. She had to keep pulling them down, which she did when she fought in MMA.
Right.
I just think she would have picked something a little bit easy. Like if you watch, just take one of her best friends, one of her bridesmaids was Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
She wears the full pants. She wears gear that's like, oh yeah, like it's see through, but it's like it holds everything in together.
Right.
I think that's why like when people make fun of like Nia Jax for wearing like a one piece, and I'm like, yeah, but she's also a full figured girl, and she is gorgeous without that on. When she's wearing normal clothes or wearing shorts, she doesn't look horrible at all. Like anybody that's like, oh, she's too big, I'm like, then you're a pig,
Yeah.
and you don't deserve to fucking look at women.
Right.
Like, but at the same time, like I wanted her to wear something a little bit more, I don't know, just so she could do everything she wants to do and not have to worry about hiking her pants back down and stuff like that. Wear something a little bit better gear for the ring.
Did Shayna come up on the main roster?
No.
No, okay.
No, she's the
still-
champ. She's the
Oh,
champ.
she's
She's
still
staying.
with- okay.
She's staying, yeah. No, they called up, obviously,
Ember
you would
Moon.
know, you saw Ember Moon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And she put on a really good show on Monday night too.
Yeah.
She kills it.
But my match from WrestleMania that I want to say I think I liked the most was the Stephanie McMahon and Triple H versus why
Ronda Rousey.
Jesus, like this week has been tough.
You've had
I've had a rough week.
Yeah.
Gonna be changing jobs, and I put an offer on a house. My head is just not
all over the
all
place.
over the place, all within a week. But yeah, so I think the story they told.
Yeah.
I get it. At the same time, I am very I think making Stephanie McMahon look tough at all is stupid.
Yeah.
But in real life, she works out really hard. She's in
Yeah.
crazy shape.
Right. She can improve on her Triple H water spit thing.
Yeah, she could do that a little bit better.
Instead of
Yeah,
being like a fountain, she can try and mist it. But,
yeah,
okay.
she's not going to do
I'll give her
that.
the benefit of the
I
doubt.
do have one question for you guys.
Go ahead.
The Cena Taker thing.
Oh,
Do you
Hated that.
do you think they could have built the chase for next year?
Yeah, they could have.
Yeah.
They could have. I just think for some reason, Vince had to get He had to get Taker back on the show for some reason. He had to have him come out, and then I also feel like it might be one of those deals where it's a Cena thing, where it's like Cena's like, this might be my last one with you guys.
Right.
Like I'm legitimately making the move towards TV and movies. I'm breaking up with my girlfriend. I'm moving on with I'm moving on with my life. Like wrestling's not going to be my main focus anymore.
Right.
Get me the one match I've always wanted to do. And they did. He didn't win it, but in his eyes, he still got to wrestle Undertaker at WrestleMania. Like if you could picture yourself going, hey, I would love to give me a match against Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania. I get that moment. I don't care if I win or lose. You know what I mean? Like, you got to step in the ring with the guy that, like, you love.
3 minutes.
Yeah, but you got to step in the ring with that guy.
Yeah, no, yeah.
At WrestleMania, you could live with yourself.
Let me just point out, when you were talking about John Cena and Nikki Bella breaking up, let me just point out some facts. Since they broke up, a woman got sucked out of an airplane, Bruno Sammartino died, Avicelli and Vern Troyer passed away. It's kind of bad luck with their breakup.
Yes, but at the same time, who cares about Vern Troyer?
Whoa.
Right.
When was the last time you made a movie?
Austin Powers.
There you go.
It's maybe.
Okay. And I saw him on...
2 eggs and a hanky.
And I saw him...
They gave us short notice about his death.
Yeah, I know. Real short notice. He was also on... What was that show? Surreal Life?
Yo.
Remember he was on Surreal Life? He looked awful. Then
Steve just like blew me out. This is crazy. He literally just right hooked me.
Yeah.
Did not see that coming.
But no, that is crazy that all that's happened since then.
Yeah.
Especially Bruno, man.
But see, I don't blame that on Cena. I blame that on Nikki.
I just found that on Twitter.
You wanted to point that out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
That's a good one. That's a good fact. Good factoid. What was the match you guys genuinely watched it and wanted to vomit afterwards? It was that bad.
As Mick Foley would always say if he hated a match and throwing a brick at his TV, and everyone is going to agree with me after listening to this, Braun Strowman and that little 10-year-old brat versus...
The Bar.
Yeah. I'm sure everyone else in this...
Well, the silence on me and Jerry's end, yeah. It was...
Yeah, you pretty much sealed the deal with that.
But that comes back to, it's WrestleMania. It's for the general public. It's not for the diehards. I don't care what anybody says anymore. It's not for the fucking diehards.
Well, it hasn't been.
It's never really been. It's always been, what's the biggest thing we can do to shock the mainstream into watching more?
Yeah.
And that's one of them.
Yeah.
They did it again. It was all over. It was on ESPN.
The ref's 10-year-old kid.
I'll admit it. I was the whistleblower on Twitter, and I blew up Twitter, and I may be a conspiracy theorist on this, because people are now assuming it's Shane's son. Before they admitted it was the referee's son.
Yeah.
That was me assuming it was Shane's son, because I blew that up on Twitter.
Nice.
So.
Well, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, somebody in the company.
I can see why you would say that.
Yeah.
It looked like Shane's son.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. It looked like Shane's kid.
Yeah.
But did you guys notice when he was going through the crowd before he got to the kid, there were a bunch of indie wrestlers in the crowd, plants.
Tons of indie
I didn't see that. No, that's the one match for some reason in my head I've blanked on.
Yeah.
Maybe because of that. You know what? As soon as I heard he was picking someone out of the crowd and I saw it was a kid, I went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I just that whole thing has become a blur and just not in my memory bank at all.
Aaron's trying really hard to erase that.
Well, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for Will Smith to wipe my memory out. So.
There you go. Is it one of those things where? Here's the thing. What would you rather them had done with Braun? Would you rather have wasted him in a tag team with somebody that means nothing, have him do this stupid thing, and then out of WrestleMania now you can build him towards whatever? He can be your next opponent for whatever title.
I would want to see him in the run for Brock's title.
Okay.
Yep.
He's already lost to Brock.
But
if he wrestled at WrestleMania and they just happened to try to shoehorn him into a 3-way again with them too, it would have looked stupid.
I would have loved just a one-on-one.
Oh,
yeah, but they're not going to do that.
Though, what I would like to see is they throw the rule book out the window. Instead of having him find a tag team partner, just have him cripple the Bar and have him win both titles. Because if you think about it, the Spirit Squad, there's 5 of them, and they beat, back in 2006, I believe, they beat a tag team, and they all held the tag team titles.
I mean, same thing with New Day. There was 3 of them. They do the Freebird rule, whatever one they want to put in the ring, that goes too. But at the same time, I think it was a creative way to say, hey, we got really nothing good for Braun, so let's put him in something that's funny. He has a great personality when they let him.
Yeah.
When he's not just, he's allowed to, like, do shit.
Yeah.
And, like, when he was doing the tag team with...
Nicholas?
Well, he was... No. When he was doing the tag team with Alexa Bliss, when they were doing Team Little Big in the...
People love that.
In the mixed match challenge. Yeah. Got to really show his personality, how he can kind of dance through other people and do his thing and still get his stuff and still look good and shine.
And him and her have like those awkward moments.
Yeah. Well, they're teasing.
Right, yeah. But it was cool, though.
Yeah,
see
totally.
him step out of that monster among men.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, no, but really, you're a softie.
Yeah.
You came from the Wyatt family as the mysterious
monster
4th member of the Black Sheep Mask. You dump that gimmick, thank God. And then now look at you. You're awesome. Like, he is so over. It's ridiculous how over this guy is.
Well, if you think about it, he's the first one to jump ship.
Yeah.
And Bray Wyatt just got stuck there holding his finger in the dam. Oh, goddamn. And now he's woken?
Yeah, that kind of threw me out of left field.
Now, see, didn't they have a match?
At the Raw?
Well, they had a match at Raw, right?
He helped Matt Hardy win the Andre the Giant
now,
Battle Royal. So,
is it the Lake of Reincarnation or the Lake of Friendship? That's kind of threw me off, because...
I think not. Well, for TNA, it's reincarnation. For WWE, it's all friendship.
Yeah, that's a...
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird setup.
Yeah, because, like... But I gotta say, though, seeing their entrance live together was...
Cool.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
No, but I haven't really... I watched that show, but I watched the abbreviated version on Hulu.
Yeah.
So they cut out a lot of the intros.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to see any of that.
Oh, that was the best part of that match.
You know? Here's the other thing. The one big thing they need to do, change the format of it.
Yeah.
That's a big thing with Raw. We'll get to that after. But, like, the format of Raw is tough. That's why I think it's a creative way to get Braun to the next thing.
Yeah.
And he can still look tough because he still did win the match on his own. He just had a little kid. That's proven the same point. Like, I can do it with a little kid. Like, I don't need anybody, really. Do you like that? Like the fact that they at least found a creative way. And it's another thing. It's not for the fans. It's for the mainstream. They found a creative way to do it.
No, I don't like it at all.
Yeah. That's the only thing I can come up with to be good at about
It's like when Dana White showed up at the end of the match for Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Because, I kid you not, my friend, when we were at my friend's house, he threw the cup right across the room, spilled whatever all over the floor, and he literally walked out because he didn't want to see Dana White. They were Dana White's history of WWE. He kept trash talking WWE, and then you see him on WWE TV. It's like... And then the whole Brock and Roman Reigns match, happened, and Brock didn't go to UFC.
Hasn't yet. If you read what they said, he signed on for the greatest Royal Rumble. He is not signed on technically past that.
Which is this Friday coming.
So, that means he can do that match, drop the title
to
Roman, and then go fight in the UFC. That could be it. That could be it. And then Roman's next program could be Braun.
And now Roman...
Which they've already done.
Yeah, right.
After WrestleMania, that match, Roman can now be called the Big Red Dog.
The Big Red Dog. Yeah, good work.
Steve, you're a savage today.
I'm coming in all guns blazing.
Yeah,
so.
I love it.
Yeah, I didn't hate that match.
The Brock and
Brock and Roman Reigns. At the same time, I don't want to see Brock on television anymore.
It was just another squash match. I mean, it was just, he did the same thing he did to Randy Orton. Got on top of him, elbow, busted Roman Reigns up, made him look not like the strong guy.
Yep.
Here's my opinion on it. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No worries, man.
I liked the pre-PG era, the Ruthless Aggression era, when you see the blood and everything.
Right.
When Roman Reigns got busted open, the big red dog, I preferred that. But that sold me right there. Yeah. I know the match was bullcrap. Everyone was bouncing beach balls and yelling boring and
CM Punk.
Yeah. So it was when Roman Reigns got busted open, I got signed up right there. I didn't care less about the match itself. It was just
It was so more of a nostalgia hit.
Yeah.
I'm just sold on the fact that they're allowing that stuff to happen. I think Vince is saying to them, hey, do what you want within reason.
Yeah.
I don't want WrestleMania 13 freaking just crimson mask of freaking
well, that kind of happened.
Yeah.
But like he tries to say, hey, I don't want that. You want to get a little bit of color, do what you got to do to make it sell.
Because Roman bled a lot.
Oh, no, he bled a lot.
Do you think Vince is losing his mind, though?
I think he sat there and was like, shit.
You had Dana White on WWE TV, and then Kurt Angle mentioned TNA on Raw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but at the same time, they do that all the time. It was probably the first fucking time since Angle's been back that they didn't script his fucking speech.
Yeah.
Like, that's the problem. You script people, give them talking points that you want to get across, and say, hey, just don't mention TNA. He's not going to mention it. But if you script everything he says and then you finally just let him go, just, hey, go out there and get this across, and then walk away from him, yeah, he's going to slip that up. You can't say WWE right.
But in the behind the scenes of the Hall of Fame, when they were presenting the rings, Vince wasn't looking good.
I think genuinely, I've said this before, I think this was the last WrestleMania that he's going to be a part of. I think next year it's all Triple H.
Yeah.
I think Vince is going to take that far step out of the business
for the
XFL. I think the XFL is his new thing. And I think it will be less wear on his body to do the XFL than doing WWE.
Which is still going to be a pretty...
Because he travels.
Yeah.
He still shows up. He helps produce all these Raws, all these... And I think that's why the shake-up and everything was in Connecticut. I think that's why the shake-up was in Connecticut and Rhode Island, so he could just get in his car and be driven and not have to fly in and deal with all that.
Right.
It was much closer to home.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I just think it's going to be an interesting build-up out of it. I'm interested to hear what you thought of the Raw afterwards and what you think of the call-ups.
Okay.
All right? So, Raw after the Raw shakeup, what did you experience? What did you love? What did you hate?
I thought it was a good show. Very, I don't want to say empty arena, but a lot of seats were not. They
don't show that on TV.
They'll make it.
They're smart enough to keep
and that's why they piled
cameras at the levels.
Well, they piled everyone on the camera side.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Camera side was packed straight across, just empty.
Okay.
Oh, just about. I loved seeing. The best part about that Raw was Bobby Roode.
Okay.
Coming over to
Raw.
Raw.
It's the best move they made from the whole shakeup.
Bobby Roode, he did good in SmackDown. I mean, he had the U.S. title, whatever. Jinder Mahal opened up the match. Opened up the
show.
Match, I'm sorry, the show. Lost to Jeff Hardy, which and then I said to myself, well, there goes Jeff. Like, they're not going to keep that title on Raw because you have the IC title on Raw.
Yep.
But live, it was good. I mean, like I said, like my two favorite things was seeing Woken Matt and Bray do their thing. Bobby Roode coming out. Actually, you know what? And seeing Bobby Lashley too.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Is it bad that they put Brock and him in the ring way too early? because I think Brock makes him look small, and he's actually a really big dude.
See, and I think the other way around.
You think so?
I think Bobby Lashley like towers Brock.
Does he?
I would love to see that. I would if I could choose. If you set up a scenario, big guy versus big guy, whoever has the title, whatever. Either Braun or Bobby Lashley. Just take it away from him.
Okay.
But I do feel that on Friday, I think Roman's going to get the title.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But if you guys get a chance to go to a live WWE show, just kind of put like the bullshit to the side and just go have fun. I took my fiance. It was her first ever Raw WWE, experience.
Yeah, and she seemed to be happy with it.
And she loved it. She would totally do it again. We even might buy tickets to go to the Raw in Boston in June. So,
okay, cool.
Because she just wants more. Like,
yeah.
The energy we felt, was cool. We had a guy sit 2 rows behind us who did commentary.
Oh, Jesus.
It was hilarious.
Funny, though.
He kept us, oh my God. When Fandango came out, and what's his name?
Tyler Breeze. Fashion Police,
which I thought was a cool move to have them win over the Bar.
Yeah.
Which tells me they're going to drop the titles on Friday to Matt and Bray because they're on SmackDown now, so that was a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Fandango puts on Cesaro's jacket, the camo jacket, and the guy behind us is like, Fandango, what's up with your outfit? You're clashing. And everyone in the section was like in tears, dude, because all night, like when Bailey or when Mickie James was fighting Ember Moon, he was doing like, "Oh, Mickie, you're so fun, you're my butt, hey Mickie!" Like he held it for like so long. I was like, "Go, Mickie, you blow my mind!" Like that's what he was saying all night. Like every match that came out. And that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
When you have someone that energetic and like he knew he had our whole section in the palm of his hand.
Yeah.
And he just kept firing out all this, like, it was great. But as the show itself, I mean, of course it was good, but it was shitty, if that makes sense. Good for the live experience. I'm sure it was horrible on television.
It was okay. I think.
Right. Did you guys watch it? I don't know if you guys.
Yeah,
watched
like I said, I watched the Hulu version, so it's cut down to an hour and a half.
Oh yes.
I watched it. I fell asleep through parts of it, but I saw 75% of it.
Yeah.
So
what'd you think? Like seeing it?
It was good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like the Raws that it would not be on my top 10 Raws, but it was good.
I'd say the Raws that I have been to, this one topped all the other Raws. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Dawson.
Hello.
In the building.
What's up? Don't let me interrupt you. Keep doing.
But yeah, so the live show, you at least had fun live.
I had fun, and what made it amazing for me too was seeing the look on my fiance's face when she saw her favorites come out, and she was pumped the whole time, and I was just, and it was that right there is what makes it. Because she, like I said, she loves Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So when he had his whole thing, would have liked to see him actually wrestle.
Yeah.
I feel like that would have made her night. But just to see him cut his promo, Samoa Joe comes out, so that was cool. I'm happy I saw him. But then SmackDown comes on. I'm like,
he makes the jump.
Yeah.
What? I'm like, wait, why are you promoting this? And you're on SmackDown now, but then they said, well, now the brands are going to share every pay-per-view together.
Yes.
Right.
So Backlash is going to be a Raw, SmackDown.
Well, they're going to... I think they're going to make less pay-per-views. Like, they got rid of a couple. And there's a couple they're going to get rid of.
Think about it.
Hopefully they get rid of Great Balls of Fire, because that's a terrible name.
Awful name.
The flying...
Literally a ball.
Yeah, the balls.
No, it's just a Jerry Lee Lewis song, and it's in Top Gun and a bunch of other movies, and it's just a terrible name.
Great song, though.
But
great song, but...
What did they cut out to put in Great Balls of Fire?
Fuck if I know. I don't know.
No, I
was
don't.
Was it like Backlash?
Or wasn't it like... Didn't there used to be like Vengeance? And there's a bunch of pay-per-views. Like, if you go back to your childhood, there's a lot of different...
Backlash.
I'm just happy Survivor...
No Mercy.
I'm just happy Survivor Series is still a thing.
Well,
Well, it's the big four for them.
Right, but
the original four.
But you know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah,
Like,
but when
sometimes-
if you think about it, the original four, I think that's one thing that like Vince / Triple H / whoever else is going to be in charge. Those are like things that like you can't get rid of those things. They're stake points throughout the schedule throughout the year that you can kind of see what you're going to get to.
I would love to go to a Survivor Series.
I've been to
Yeah.
the Survivor Series.
Oh, really?
Boston 2008. It was the main event was supposed to be Jeff Hardy, Triple H, and Vladimir Kozlov, but it wound up being Triple H and Vladimir Kozlov because storyline-wise, Jeff Hardy was ousted.
But he tested positive.
No. It was in the storyline, but then Edge got shoehorned in because he was injured, and then he got thrown into the main event, and then Jeff Hardy came back and beat the snot out of him. So
Oh, nice.
Armageddon, the triple threat, was Edge, Jeff Hardy, Triple H, and that's where Jeff Hardy won the belt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And then it was Big Show and Undertaker in a casket match, and then a returning John Cena versus Chris Jericho for the world title
Oh, so I mean, that's
Yeah, worked
in
out.
Boston.
Yeah,
for,
worked
for
out.
that time frame.
Yeah, it was good.
That sounds
Oh,
like a
and
pretty,
Cena
Yeah.
won the belt
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
because
So
he was
for that
injured
time,
by
it was good.
Batista
Yeah.
at SummerSlam 2008.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's right.
But yeah, no, like we talked because as soon as they acknowledged that they were going to start bringing the they're going to have WrestleMania in New York next year. They keep saying New York. It's not fucking New York. That stadium is in New Jersey. There are only one fucking NFL team in New York, and that's Buffalo Bills. Not the New York Giants, not the New York Jets.
Well,
they're in New Jersey.
They say New York, New Jersey because they could have NXT at the Garden.
Yes. No, totally. And everything else is going to be in New York. I get that. Right. I'm talking about that's frustrated with the NFL. Okay, we'll just get. I'll just side that off.
Different story for
yes, with the fans of those teams that harass me. Oh, you say New England, but you're from Connecticut. You can be a. I'm like, you can't be a fucking New York fan because they're not in New York. You're a fucking Jersey fan.
That's like the New London sub base, which is clearly in Groton.
Yes,
and the Mystic Marriott, which is very much in Groton.
Yeah. It's like, well, we're just going to share the name. It's okay. No, and then, so they had some call-ups and everything. I'm jumping around. My mind got fucking totally turned around. But basically, the call-ups were pretty good. I thought all the call-ups were good and everything. You said about like how you were a little frustrated that Authors of Pain got rid of Paul Ellering. I get it because they're just like, okay, well, he helped them enough to get them where they are. In storyline, it also makes sense. Like, hey, yeah, we got to where we wanted to be. Thank you. Your service is no longer needed. Which is kind of what they did, only they didn't say anything. They just put their hand on his chest. I told him to stay, like a dog.
Right. Well, and I was hoping and praying on Monday.
Yeah, that they would come out.
Not them, but Sanity.
Oh yeah, no.
And then when I saw that got
SmackDown.
I went,
and Nikki Cross is staying down.
Yeah,
she's not getting called up, which in a way is good because like remember Bobby Roode came up during like SummerSlam or Survivor Series. Like he got called up during one of the shows.
Yeah.
He didn't have to be the night. Like remember a couple of years ago when like Big Cass and Enzo came up. Like how many people got called up that one show?
Right, a lot.
And then the next night a bunch of people. And it's like you gutted the NXT to the point where it's like now you have to go out and sign a Shinsuke Nakamura. You have to go make sure that Samoa Joe stays there for a year and a half instead of calling him up. Like you can't shoot everybody up without getting rid of some people.
Right.
And at least this time they called people up, and I don't feel like they're gonna come up and then kind of get like an Apollo Crews get lost in the shuffle.
What do you guys think of the switch between Absolution and Riot Squad?
That was awesome.
Switching.
I'm okay with that.
Okay with it.
I also get why they did it because obviously Paige,
GM.
she's going to want her friends to come with her. That's the other thing. She's the manager. Don't care. My personal shit with her, just put it all aside. She did the best. If we're going based upon like actual, like not just storyline, if it was like they actually were the people making the decisions, yeah, she got the way better deals. Like, the people, like, yes, she lost Bobby Roode. That's sad. But, like, you got some great talent back.
Yeah.
The only one I wish she had gotten rid of was fucking New Day, because they're fucking floundering and doing nothing.
Also got Xavier Woods on there, too.
Yeah, well,
history-wise between Paige and Xavier Woods.
well, she's okay with that. He's the one that's married, you know? That's his problem.
No, it's something else, but yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I
Yeah.
get the video. I get that they did a sex tape. I'm saying that was before he got married. Now he's married. He's probably like most people. That's like, bitch, she's right there. Like, you don't do this. Not in front of her, at least. But no, I think they SmackDown for some reason got the way better deal.
Yeah.
And I always say SmackDown's the better show anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they got the better deal.
Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. That
Then they got The Miz as well.
I got the Miz too.
And now
Which
they
is
have
going to
Daniel-
be awesome with
Yeah,
Daniel Bryan.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they were smart to not just go, oh my God, we have to shoehorn this into WrestleMania. Like, that's what I thought they were going to do. I'm like, we're going to get it. I'm going to get the fucking payoff from 2 years ago on freaking Talking Smack. But no, they're going to do it now. Like, they have time to build it,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is awesome.
And it's good to see Daniel Bryan back.
Yes, yeah. We kind of hit on it a little, but we didn't really get to like celebrate because we were also talking about because we were talking about WrestleMania and NXT. Like, we wanted to get all that across in our last show, so we didn't really get to hit on that much. But it's cool. He hasn't changed his style,
No.
which is crazy. You would think he would with his head injuries and shit that he would, but he hasn't.
Do you think, that piggybacking to WrestleMania, do you think Daniel Bryan did the same shtick he did at WrestleMania 30? He got injured like 5 minutes into his match at WrestleMania 30 and then came back. And
Yeah,
Kind of
seemed like it.
similar.
Yeah, it seemed like
It's similar. I think what it was is that they also that was part of the plan, but I also think part of it is Shane really is legitimately has that sports hernia and he's healing up from it. And it's, well, if we take Daniel out of the match real quick and then let them kind of just beat the shit out of Shane for a little while, and then we can kind of pull him out of the match for a while, and like, in a way, you let him take a 5-minute beating to take a 20-minute break.
Right.
Is what they did to kind of give him that, but he still had to do the jump across the fucking ring like always. So I mean, yeah, and then like fucking they're still around after losing the match.
Yep.
Like, they ended up on Raw begging for jobs and
TNA reference.
yeah, and it's just weird.
And now they are on Raw.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I like that.
I mean, I don't want them to leave. Don't get me wrong. Their T-shirts are all on sale on Pro Wrestling Tees.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's cool. Like, it's cool what they did, and and you know what's crazy? Did you hear? We'll talk because we're on Daniel Bryan right now. Did you hear they're going to make a his character was Red Dragon or the American Dragon?
Yeah.
They're making a figure.
Yeah.
Of American Dragon. It's going to say American Dragon on his shin pads and shit. And it's going to be, it's like an old photo of him on the packaging. They're going to make that figure. I'm like, so he's signed up, like, for long term. As long as they don't pull a, like, Dolph Ziggler with him, where he's the most highest paid person on the roster, but does the least amount of things on the roster.
Highest paid jobber.
No, he's like one of the highest paid wrestlers, period, on the fucking roster.
I know.
And he is, like you said, he is the highest paid jobber, but he's one of the highest paid people on the roster.
Yeah.
And that's insane.
But it's because he sells so good.
But they also don't know what to do with him.
Right. But
He's a former world champion, baby.
right. Well, hey, and they're like, hey, you know what? Just keep losing.
So is The Miz, and Miz has developed into something way more than I thought he would.
so is Jimmy King. We haven't seen him.
But Jimmy King, he rode off into the sunset. He rode off after WCW went under into the ground.
true.
So did David Arquette.
Well, we saw what happened to his acting career. But I also think that like guys same thing with like Lex Luger. He's another guy after WCW. You didn't see him anymore. He also had health issues later on, but there's a lot of people that just vanish off. I think Dolph Ziggler is going to be one of those guys.
Yeah.
He's eventually going to price himself out. His next contract's going to be up. They're going to let him go. And we're going to go, hey, remember that guy? He was kind of big. He kind of did some stuff and then took off.
At the end of his career in WWE, he was pretty much
Nothing.
Like, try to be HBK, but wasn't successful at it.
Yeah.
That's one thing that kind of gripes me about him, though.
What, that he copies?
Sean.
All right, here's
He
the
turned
thing.
his whole entire
Okay, but you say that, but
entrance attire.
okay, but
It is the closest thing.
who's the biggest name in wrestling besides Hulk Hogan and Andre? Okay, I'll take Andre out of it. Who's the third biggest name in wrestling that you can think of, and who
Which era are we talking about?
in general, world like all time?
Randy Savage.
Okay, so that's not. I was hoping one of you would say fucking Ric Flair. God damn it,
Yeah.
he's one of the biggest names of all time, and his Nature Boy gimmick and his everything. You know where he got that? He got some of his swagger from fucking. He took
Buddy Rogers.
Yes, he took it all. Well, the name especially. He stole all that shit from somebody before him.
Yeah.
So it happens in wrestling where they fucking just retread something else and try to turn it into something new. So I don't fault him for saying, well, they're not fucking. They have no clue what to do with me. And the one guy that Vince loved the most was fucking, Shawn Michaels. I'll copy him.
Yeah.
And he's considered one of the greatest. He has like a losing record at WrestleMania, but everybody still considers him one of the greatest. So why wouldn't you copy that guy?
I mean,
I get make your own shit, but like wrestling's built on that.
Dolph Ziggler is HBK 2018.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yep.
Purely, it's just literally he's just not regarded as that.
yeah.
He should be regarded as a good
His
worker.
ring attire. I mean, he even wears the same boots that Shawn
Yeah.
wore back in the day.
You wouldn't. If you were a professional wrestler, you would not. And you had.
How well do you know me?
Yes, no, you'd be head to
You
toe.
know damn well I would
Shawn
come out-
Michaels.
Yeah,
You'd wear the old hat from the friggin'
Yeah, that,
Coming down from the rafters.
That's it, man.
Oh yeah, no, you would copy him 100%.
You would get a heart tattoo with a sword going through it right in your forehead.
Right. and Aaron would come to the show and be like, well, I saw this guy.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, I think you genuinely have a lot of copycat stuff going on in wrestling, and that's what it is.
Right, well, yeah.
Sorry to shit on your shitting on, but that's the perfect example is Ric Flair.
You took a dump right in my cornflakes.
I'm sorry.
And now I have to eat it.
Yeah. Well, it was just WrestleMania in a whole, just to kind of wrap up.
Yeah.
Not as good as it was supposed to be.
No.
There was a lot of hope there, and a lot of stuff didn't live up to it. I think the Asuka and Charlotte match was good. I didn't feel it was great.
You know what I wanted to do?
And I also think, sorry to cut you
No,
off.
it's all good. It's all good.
It's you. How do you take the first time you ever have two Asian people
Yeah.
in very prominent positions?
Yeah.
They lose at WrestleMania and they don't get and they don't get the title.
Can we talk about that for 1 minute?
Yeah.
Because I feel like before we end the WrestleMania segment, because I feel like you and me were gonna just tear it down with Asuka losing because
I think you could build that could be the build
for
to
for months
to Ronda next year.
Right.
I understand that's a long time to go undefeated.
Right, but for months we were on this notion that that was the wrong move. Do you feel now that was still the wrong move, having her lose the streak at WrestleMania?
Yes.
After seeing it, right?
But
I think-
remember what I said earlier.
Wasn't a clean. It wasn't a pin. I'll tell you off. I'm sorry. But to have her tap out, come on. Oh, so the secret to beating Asuka
Is make her tap.
submission moves. What? Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess there has to be something. Everyone
Well,
has a weakness, but
what's the line that people always say to you? Don't go after somebody's weaknesses, go after their strengths.
yeah.
That's what she did. Her strong point is submissions. I'm going to put my best submission on a submission wrestler, and she's going to tap.
But
And tap fast.
but remember
Why do you
what
always have to put everything with perspective for me?
but remember what I said earlier. It was Asuka's first WrestleMania. It was Shinsuke's first WrestleMania.
Yeah. No, you brought that up earlier, and that's Vince. That's Vince going,
But
you'll get
also-
another one next year.
Also, let me point out
I hated it.
the Asian culture of wrestlers that we've had in the past in WWE
Yeah.
have not been
This good.
right. Jimmy Wang Yang, Tajiri,
Takamichinaku?
he hasn't been on
Sounds
WWE.
like the Attitude Era.
The people that feuded with Val Venus, the Choppy Choppy Pee
Oh,
I don't know who they are.
That was a great segment.
I can't remember who the other person is, but they're
Funaki, right?
Well, you
Funaki.
also, but I mean, the biggest name you had before all that, like the biggest name in
Yokozuna.
Well, Yokozuna, but he's not fucking Asian.
No, he's not.
He's Samoan. They made him a Japanese wrestler.
Which in turn he had
No.
no titles. He's held.
Yeah,
you
but
know,
the only Asian person on WWE TV that had any like
Ultimo Dragon. Is
well,
another one.
but he never really did anything in WWE.
Right, but I'm just naming
He's
off
WCW. I'm talking about WWE. Period. It was fucking Mr. Fuji. That is
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
And he was a fucking manager. He
Manager.
wasn't even in the
I
ring.
was gonna say Mr. Fuji was the shit though.
But also, Mr. Fuji was one of those people that, like, you ever hear the story about, I forgot what Asian wrestler came over to join the WWE. He had the guy over for dinner. Mr. Fuji invited him over for dinner, cooked him dinner, and then after the guy ate, he said to him, he goes, "How did you like dinner?" He goes, "Oh, I loved it." He goes, "Yeah, it was your dog." He fucking, I don't know if it's true or not.
No. Are you talking about the Al Snow
No.
Big Boss Man feud?
No. This is legit. He had an Asian wrestler come over his house, fed him dinner, and told him it was his own dog. That don't step over like what
that
I
was
do.
also-
I'm the Asian star here. Get the fuck out.
Because that was the build up to
Okay.
Kennel from
So
Hell.
no, that is totally different.
That's
Okay.
just horrific.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I think you have right now.
And he's not in jail.
And this is my I would say this is the difference. I complain about professional athletes being too friendly with one another, their opponents, their other teams or whatever. In wrestling, it seems like everybody like in compared to what WCW was, where it was like an old boys club, and if you weren't part of it, you were Chris Jericho fighting for your life, and then they got they offered you dirt cheap money, and you're like, no, I can do better than what you're fucking offering me. Just because Kevin Nash and Goldberg don't think I'm anybody, fuck them. They're gonna end up being nothing anyway without me. So I'll move on and become one of the biggest stars and one of the longest running stars.
And look what happened.
Yes. World renowned.
Yeah.
So I think
2017,
right now,
like we said, was the year of Jericho.
yeah, and I think also right now you have a lot of guys that like just they get along. And they get along. You don't have to be a Brock Lesnar where you're a prick to everybody and then, oh, well, that makes a great rivalry in the ring. No, he's a fucking asshole and nobody really wants to work with him.
Yeah, no.
I think there's guys that love to work with John Cena because he's a nice guy outside the ring and they get along with him perfectly fucking fine.
But I hear though inside the ring, Cena is not. It's if it's not his way, it's no way.
Well, I'm sure.
Right.
So was
And I'm not saying he doesn't deserve that.
Shawn Michaels was the same fucking way.
That's because he was.
Well, he had the
was a
back.
pillhead.
He had four other people. He had the backstage politics.
Well,
and
no,
Vince
true.
in his
And
side.
I'm sure the drugs too also played
Yeah.
kind of a factor.
Yeah,
Well,
but
you got to think too. NXT, I think, plays into camaraderie a lot. Because
Yeah.
now, like almost more than half the roster came from this era where they all were fighting together all the time and they were traveling together. So now you have this almost, like back in the day, people were down south. They were they're in their own little circuits all over the place, and now it's like this huge roster
And
of
Vince-
people traveling together all the
And
time.
Vince would castrate anybody riding together who was on that card that night. Because Jim Duggan, right? Didn't he say he got caught riding with?
it was all over the news. It was Iron Sheik. Yeah, Iron Sheik had coke on him,
But
and they got pinched.
they got pinched, but because you guys have a match tonight together, you guys are mad.
They had
Same
to
card.
that
And
night. They
Vince
had
is
to.
like, yeah, Vince is like, why the fuck are you riding together then?
No, it wasn't. He was, and he wasn't. He was mad that they got caught together.
Mm-hmm.
That was also at the time when people still believed that, like, the Iron Sheik hated America.
Right.
Like Iron Sheik, if you ask him, he's one of the biggest patriots you'll ever meet.
Oh, yeah.
He loves America. He came here to get away from bullshit. Right. So,
And he did good.
and that's what he said. He goes, "I'm an American dream. Like I came here and I succeeded." With the common story, I came here with $30 in my pocket.
Yeah, he made it on Howard Stern.
You know what I mean?
He did it. Life's good.
But that's what I mean. Like I think you guys, you see now in wrestling, guys that just like they get it, and they also get that like you have to get along to get along. Mm-hmm. Whereas if there's a lot of people in wrestling that like Shawn's a big one, and so was Triple H. Like they were very like. They didn't like you. Fucking get the fuck out of here. We don't want anything to do with you. We'll make sure you get buried.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot less of that Because I think guys like a Mark Henry that just got inducted, a guy like a Big Show that grew up with that. Mark Henry, yeah. And I think those guys that just said, you got to get along. Like this bullshit of like forcing someone else out because you don't like him or you don't think you like him.
Right.
If you don't work with him, you don't know. And you don't talk to him, you don't know. Just because you think that this guy did a match with this guy and this guy got cut open and he shouldn't have. Well, how do you, like when Jericho flipped out on fucking
Goldberg.
Well, Brock. When he split open frickin' Randy. He got in his face and wanted to fight. I commend him for that.
Right.
But then when you find out the story is Brock and Randy had talked it out beforehand. Hey, I'm going to break you open hard way. That was already agreed upon. Yeah. Those two gentlemen that were going to perform it.
They kept that as...
Yeah.
Okay.
But they didn't want to tell anybody that beforehand because they knew they weren't supposed to do it.
Right.
You can't freak out.
Well, and too, and like going back to the what we were talking about, like and the business change. Obviously, everything changes with the times that are surrounding it. So the fact that they have that show right along, you'll see like
I can't watch the most recent episode. It's awful.
Well, okay. So what I'm saying is like if they do
New Day's on it. New Day's on
it. We'll deep down.
It's not just
deep down. We all know this.
Yeah, all right. Two things. I've come to the conclusion it's not just him, especially with their team.
Who is it?
I don't like Big E. I have no use for him either.
I kind of felt that coming. Yeah. Because you've never, but as long as I've known you, you've never once dissed Kofi Kingston.
No, because I think he's good.
Yeah.
I think he has personality. I think he can fucking wrestle, and I think he's legitimately talented.
But he can't. I mean, on his own, what did he?
I understand that, but you gave him a horrible fucking Jamaican character to start out. You've been fighting an uphill battle since day one.
Trial in Paradise, bro.
Yeah.
Let me give you a quick question. Do you prefer Kofi Kingston when he did the Jamaican gimmick, or do you prefer Kerwin White?
Probably the fucking Jamaican gimmick.
Okay, because that you take someone like Kofi Kingston and give him the Jamaican gimmick, which was kind of insulting to his intelligence.
Yeah.
And you take someone like Chavo Guerrero and have him dye his hair white, have Dolph Ziggler as his caddy, and ride around on a golf cart.
And don't forget the...
Yeah, but he was a golfer, so I guess I'll give him a pass.
Right.
Kerwin White was a shot to white people.
Right.
Yeah. No, and I'm okay. Like I'm not.
Dolph Ziggler is your bitch.
Yeah. No. And that's Vince McMahon making fun of people.
Yeah.
Like that's him.
Vince is nuts, dude.
No, that's Vince basically saying.
Hence why I mentioned Kofi Kingston. Do you think it was probably an insult to Jamaican people for?
I don't know if he was making fun of Jamaican people or he was like, he's black. Let's give him an offensive black character.
Or when Triple H pointed out in the middle of the ring, he goes, "Wait, aren't you Jamaican?" Like when Kofi was talking, he's like, "Where's your accent?"
Yeah.
And it's like, "Oh no."
Yeah. But that's also Triple H making fun of Vince for going, hey, you made him make this stupid character. Now he's not that, but he's still got the same name.
So Triple H is like, I mean, now we have to do this.
Yeah, you got to make fun of it.
It's either now or never.
But yeah, I just think wrestling in general has gotten a little bit better. It's not as much a ride down the road, and if you don't ride in the car with this guy, he's going to hate you for the rest of your life.
Plus, no drugs are involved, so...
That's a lot of it. I mean, I think there's still stuff going on, but I think they're smart enough to know that, like, when it's coming.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right.
Like, I'm sure there's guys on the road that self-medicate.
Oh, of course, dude.
Oh, so one thing before we completely, like, we'll hit on some stuff with Steve about what he's been up to and what he's doing and what he's got coming up and let him plug his show. And before we do figures and stuff like that, real quick.
Okay.
But what about Big Cass coming back?
It's not the same without Enzo.
Yeah. No, and I know that.
It's not.
And guess what? Enzo got acquitted.
So Enzo
his case got thrown out. No, it's not going to happen. No. Too many people backstage hated him, which crazy. Like you said, Vince is like a nut job. He loves that people hate people.
Yeah,
he loves that. He's like, make them wrestle, so they hate each other even more. I'm like,
Get Enzo to CSW. You think?
That would be awesome. I'd love to shake his
If
hand.
Matt was able to get Enzo Amore on CSW,
He's got a wild card though.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's really
yeah.
we have to talk about that too.
Yeah. I want to try to have him on before the show.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to get him on mine.
I'm trying to have him Nat call, even if he has to call in. I
Yeah.
can put the phone there and
Right.
we can talk to him and shit. But I'd love to just pick his brain a little bit about how he puts it. And it was the same way at last
I want to
show.
wrestle on his show.
Yeah, I'm trying. I was trying to get our boy.
Dude, think
I was
about it.
trying to get our boy Paul on
Yeah,
there.
Paul, but he told me he's like I'll have my gear with me, and Nat knows that his gear is with him.
Yeah.
So Joey Stockton.
If somebody
could show up that night.
Yeah. If somebody does a no show or gets something happens where they can't make it,
Right. We got it.
we got a backup.
Listen,
we got,
W.E.C.P has your back.
yeah, we got you. I mean, we were there trying to.
Screaming, hollering.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I lost my
I'll
voice.
say Aaron lost his voice. Buff Dad came out. You guys ran up to him like
I got a hug.
Got a hug.
seeing Jesus for the first time. You know?
It was amazing.
Left me at our merch table. Like,
Take care of it.
guys, we have a line.
We'll take care of it when we get back.
Okay, I'm bad at counting money. All right. I'm so bad at it.
We came back. There was nothing left on the
Nothing
table.
left on the
Just
table,
no
and we
table. Just Jerry sitting there.
Just
Jerry's out $10. Like,
Yeah.
how did you pay them?
Yeah,
to
right.
take
Yeah.
it?
Dave's like, so well, how do we do? I have a penny, Dave. How did this happen?
But so Steve here is I don't know how to word it. Is you're officially affiliated with the network. You're
Yes.
part of the network.
Yep.
Part of the BSN network. You got your own feed. You don't have to worry about us overstepping you, but you got your own thing going on, and if you want to talk about what you got coming up, what you've been working on, go ahead.
So I have two separate entities. I have a YouTube channel and I have an audio podcast. The audio podcast, I'm not sure when this episode is coming out, but
This will come out literally
6 hours.
tonight.
okay.
Literally
So,
tonight.
Within 3 hours.
Tomorrow, my entire Empire State Comic Con coverage will be out. You guys will be the first one to hear it before the episode comes out tomorrow. I have an interview with someone I love the music. It's one of my favorite bands of all time. I got to interview the co-founder of Megadeth,
Oh, awesome.
Damn.
David Ellefson.
Nice.
I got to interview Brian O'Halloran, who played Dante in Clerks.
Oh, that's me, man. I love Kevin Smith.
So a bunch of great interviews, and I also have an unreleased interview with their fellow CT Pod squatters. They're good friends of mine. Pint of Comics stopped by my booth at CT GamerCon, and it was an unreleased interview. We got to predict who lives and who dies in Avengers Infinity War. So this is coming out the week of Avengers Infinity War. So if you want to know who
This week.
who lives and who dies, our predictions.
I gotta check
This is an episode you don't want to miss.
Will
The
do.
next episode, which is I believe May 7th. It's a bi-weekly podcast.
Like us.
I break the rules. I broke the rules on Super Retro Throwback Reviews. We don't talk about politics at all. But this episode, I kind of broke the rules.
Oh,
It's
dear. Oh, dear.
I have the guy he's a mentor. He's my mentor. He got me into podcasting, and he has a politic podcast. And we talk about a very serious topic about violence in video games and whether or not it's something. It should be video games and violence be banned or
I say you ban all video games. Go outside, kids. Do
Right.
something.
Hell.
that's an episode that's
what the hell?
it's kind of my most controversial episode to date, but also
I can't wait to hear that.
yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
The YouTube channel, I got my mobile movie reviews. Tomorrow, my mobile movie review on Super Troopers 2 will be out.
Oh, nice. I haven't seen it yet. Good?
I'm going to see it today.
Oh, you're going to see it today. Okay, sorry.
And then this week, I'm going to drop the bombshell right now. I got a new intro for it, and I'm going to do 2 reviews.
Okay.
This weekend will be a no-spoiler review on Avengers Infinity War.
Okay.
And then the following week will be
Spoilers.
yeah, because
Okay.
I'm gonna let the movie sit because the director himself has been saying you know,
You got to see it to believe it.
yeah. So I'm going to let it sit for a week and then do a spoiler review.
Yeah.
The Russo brothers are very...
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't want any leaks because apparently, how, with your predictions and stuff like that, something serious is going to happen in this movie.
So,
They could change the course of the Marvel Universe.
So this weekend is, like I said, I'm just going to say it again, on our YouTube channel is a no spoiler review on Avengers Infinity War. The following week is spoilers. So I'm going to give it a week to sit. And Super Retro Throwback Reviews on YouTube. And the new and improved Super Retro Throwback Reviews audio files version 2.0, which you can find on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher.
Nice. Just so I can say it while you're sitting here, no one gave me a look or anything. I said it correctly, one shot.
And confidently.
Wow.
And
You always look at me and start smirking, and then I'm like,
Lose it.
The super, let me text Steve real quick. Let's see
The new
Help me out. Help me out.
But
My apologies for going long on that.
no worries, man. I saw. I don't know if you guys. I'm sure you. I know he has. I don't know. Quiet Place.
No.
Yes.
Nope.
Yeah. Saw it. Dave's seen it twice,
David.
Knocked it out.
which
Well,
is
doubleheader.
sounds awful to me.
So you loved it, I take it.
Once again, like by the end of my conversation, like usually, I usually
That's
kind
my cue
of
to go, okay?
usually what I say is, I'm glad I saw it. It's a movie that if you see it once, to me, how some movies are, I don't really need to see it again.
Yeah.
Maybe I could to understand a couple more things, but I think I got most of it in the first time that I saw it.
Okay.
And it was a good movie. And Dave told me about how, like, I guess the writer, director, starring actor, I don't know his fucking name.
John Krasinski.
There you go. It was kind of like a love letter to his kids.
Yeah.
I didn't know that going in, so after watching it, I was like, okay, that makes fucking more sense to me. Maybe I could understand it. Maybe like the movie better a little bit. I still like it, but at the same time, like, I walked out of the theater with my friend, and we were both like, she looked at me and I looked at her, and we were both like, I don't know if I liked who died.
Oh.
Boom, boom.
I enjoyed A Quiet Place. And
Did you?
it's best to see it in the theater.
Oh yeah, no, seeing it at
It's
home.
definitely a theater movie,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it
unless
a
you
horror
have
movie?
like a big screen.
Is it a horror
So,
movie?
yeah.
I would say it's more to me.
Because you
To me, it's not a horror movie. It's a thriller.
It's like a
thriller.
sci-fi
Sci-fi
thriller.
I will say,
Scary.
my mobile movie review is relevant to the film. You saw it.
Didn't get it until after because I was like, damn. I was like, that sucks. Like, it's not working. I thought something was wrong with the recording, and I'm
And
like,
then you
oh.
saw-
and then it's like, oh shit. And then I was like, oh yeah, no shit. That makes a lot
Yeah,
of sense.
'cause
It didn't click until the very end. I was like,
I'm
oh,
very
nice.
clever with my mobile movie reviews.
Yeah.
Usually, because when I do no spoiler review, I'll have a little spoiler
Yeah.
alert going when I talk about spoilers. But with this, for those listening, when I did A Quiet Place, 75% of the movie is silent. So what I did was
It's a lot of scoring, a lot of music
yeah.
to build the suspense.
I
That's
put
why I'm saying it's
subtitles.
more of a thriller.
I put subtitles in what I was saying.
Yeah.
And at the very end, I record the mobile movie review in my car.
Yeah.
I'm stationary, I'm mobile. And then at the very end, I slammed my hands on the car horn.
Oh, nice.
And then I said, "Oh shit!" So that way,
that's
seemed
creative. That's
the illusion
good.
that those monsters were going to come get me.
Yeah,
and then it just
that's
faded
good.
to black.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you don't know what happened.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, that's cool.
I thought
Yeah.
I thought the audio like just was broken on the video.
Right.
Like, maybe it just didn't pick up the audio because I see the subtitles. Like, damn, he had to go transcribe this whole thing. I'm like, that sucks.
It took me a couple hours to do that.
So I'm like, damn. I was like, I would have just re-recorded it. You know what I mean? Like, I was like,
No,
and then the horn hit, and I was like, wait. And then I was like, oh shit. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, a quiet place. I
recorded. Here's how. This is a trade secret. I recorded it regularly, and what I did was I timelined in and out for the parts I wanted to subtitle, and then I just put the video only. So
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
just the video.
Yeah.
Then I did the subtitles
Yeah.
That way I just put it in, and then that part with the horn, and left it like that.
That's
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
So,
Yeah, no, I thought it was a good movie. I'm not, like, once again, not a horror movie fan. You know that. So I was going into it going, I don't know if I'm going to like it. I don't hate horror movies. I just think they're very like that for me. I'm big on rewatchability.
Yeah.
To me, it's not a rewatchable movie.
Well, you've also told me on our figure journeys, because I wanted to know, like, what is it about horror? And you said there's enough shit going on in the world.
That's fucked up.
People are dying and stuff. He goes, I don't want to sit through a movie where someone's just getting slaughtered.
You could watch the news and get bad news.
Oh, yeah,
You can't
fuck yeah.
watch horror stuff.
Oh,
you don't
fuck
need to go
yeah.
pay $10
Just go on
and
best-
$8
yeah,
for
I mean,
popcorn to go.
best-
Or I can just go, like, maybe, like, 5 miles to the local high school and just go watch a Fight Club.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Holy hell.
I just got that
Man.
reference.
Yeah.
That's a wild thing, by the way, and it's also like an epidemic around the U.S. Like,
Apparently.
Buffalo's not the only thing. Like, there's plenty of schools that are cracking down on these fight clubs. It's like, dude, you don't talk about it.
That's the first rule and the second
Oh,
rule.
my God.
Well, I just lost my train of thought.
Everyone's been throwing, like, Steve's been, like, killing me all morning, right? With all his jokes, like, with the Vern Troyer. And you come out of nowhere, it's like, man.
Oh, I remember what I was going to
I'm getting
say.
double teamed right now.
We were talking about horror. We might as well stay on the topic because you and me were talking about something before the recording.
Yes.
Halloween.
Yep.
I have to mention it because I'm not going to be able to mention it until after the episode on May comes out. But I've been following this constantly on Twitter, and I will be saying this in an upcoming episode, but I'm excited for Halloween. And I'll be saying it more in an upcoming episode, but I'm a huge Halloween fan. I love this. I love the series. And yes, some of the series have gone downhill. Buster Rhymes, cough. But I'm very excited for this. The promos look great so far. What people are saying about the film, what the interviews and everything, I'm excited. And I do a 31 Days of Horror on my YouTube channel, and I have something very special for this movie coming up. So
I can't wait for that.
Not to shatter all your worlds, I'm not going to see that movie.
Aaron, no, he'll see it. He'll see it.
Nope.
No, I won't.
It's like,
I'll bet a lot of money that I won't.
I will. I'll put my house on the line.
Yeah.
That's how confident I am in myself, knowing that I will not see this movie.
Willpower is a motherfucker.
Yeah. Nope. Not going to do it.
My iWatch just told me to stand up.
All right.
And you didn't do it.
Unbelievable. It's reading my heart rate right now, and things aren't looking good.
Jerry's gonna drop dead here any minute.
It's because I won't go see Halloween. Sorry.
Stand up, slap Aaron.
throw him through the barbershop window.
Yeah.
We'll do a quick just. I just happened to like go to Wallingford yesterday. I had to get my battery put in my phone in Hartford. Went to Wallingford on my way home. Hit up the Walmart there. Found the brand new Shawn Michaels Funko Pop.
Can we just say for the record, Aaron, my co-host?
Oh, it's out.
It is out.
It's out.
You didn't tell him either?
No, didn't tell him. This is him finding out right now.
Batting for jeez.
Yeah.
This guy usually Aaron will text me a picture
Oh, immediately.
with location.
That's when you know I was drinking, though.
and quantity, like how
Yeah.
many are here.
Yeah, didn't-
And he'll say to me, "Dude, 6 of them. Come now.
Yeah.
People are looking.
Yeah.
Boom. I'll go get it.
Yeah, no.
You ever do that this weekend? No, but I understand why.
I was drinking.
You were drinking. Your Friday day.
Oh, Friday day
Morning-
night was
morning-
still stressful.
Morning to
Yeah,
end, I'm sure
Yeah.
it took a toll on you. I understand.
I'm still sweating.
But we're co-hosts. God
Yeah.
damn it.
I know. Oh, I knew I was gonna see you today. Figured I'd show it to you in person.
You wait 2 days.
It was a day.
Okay.
Okay, I got it yesterday.
All right.
All right, and you knew it was coming out, so don't act like I'm the only one.
But you are my Funko.
I know.
Yeah.
Funko wise, this is what I picked up, and this has been months.
Oh
months
yeah,
ago.
yeah. The Jurassic Park. What's his name?
Ian Malcolm.
Yeah.
In his wounded, sexy pose.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So
that-
no one can see it, but
No.
people can hear it.
Yeah.
So-
Is it on the mantle?
It's hanging.
It's hanging, yeah.
Still in the box. It's on my shelf, and it will stay in the box on the shelf.
Nice.
Love it.
Forever.
Yeah.
I love it.
Because it's a very rare item and hard to find. So
Yeah. Cool.
Dude,
Jerry, anything?
you didn't didn't even tell me.
Yeah, I know.
Can we just go off on him?
Dude, what the fuck?
He is our HBK figure guy. Like,
Unbelievable.
now our source
You're talking
is
about
done.
the fucking...
Yeah.
Got to do the pose in the middle of the ring.
Unbelievable.
Aaron Holiday here just
In his entrance gear.
Unbelievable.
entrance gear, and it's WrestleMania 12. Aaron, what the hell? You know that's my favorite outfit, man.
I know you gave me the Mattel version entrance
The
crate.
entrance crate. I gave it to him.
I feel like you didn't tell me about this for the past few weeks because there's been this building like Dave didn't resist switching to Norwich enough. Long ago.
Consider this payback.
This is my way of just letting him stick it to him. You know what I mean? Unreal.
Yeah, I'm salty right now.
That's dope, dude.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Yeah, what the fuck? He even put his hair in a ponytail.
I didn't even see it. Like I didn't even know they were making it. So that's the first I
walked
Oh
in
no!
there.
I thought I told you they were coming out with a new one. I know I talked to him
Yeah,
about
he
it.
told me about it, and I said, I clearly remember our conversation.
Knock that empty box over.
I'll throw it.
I clearly remember saying, "Hey man, when this comes out, we should try and hunt it down." Yeah, all right. I come in today, dude. Guess what? I picked up a
I didn't
Walmart.
know
did
it
my
was.
part. What are you
Yeah, I
doing?
found my
Did mine,
shit.
buddy.
No, like once again, I said it was very. I happened to see like an event happening in Wallingford at a cider because I'm a big cider guy. Not to the level of maybe Kevin, where like I'm a pickle guy.
Right.
I'm not that level.
I'm a pickle guy.
I'm a pickle guy. Like I'm not that guy, but
Pickle
like
Rick?
yeah.
Pickle Rick.
But I definitely love ciders,
Yeah.
and I will be going to Down East for like the 5th time next Sunday coming up.
Well, make sure you let me know if you see any
Yeah,
HBKs in Walmart.
yeah.
all
I mean, if you
right?
want to go, you can come.
Kevin was talking about. I don't know if I'll be free on Sunday, but Kevin was talking about the three of us going.
Yeah, I'll go.
No, Dave. Go to Walmart. Let me know.
I'll let you know.
My connect is done.
Speaking of Rick and Morty and Pickle Rick, did you guys ever wind up trying the Szechuan sauce?
No.
I saw your review of that.
Is it still out at McDonald's?
No.
God damn it.
No, it's not. It's been like a month ago.
Not at all, Dave.
Dave making tons
Dave
of
just
noise
making
with
tons
it.
of
Oh,
noise.
hell.
Screwing up
This is
like
great
that.
for the audio, Dave. But yeah, so this has been a great talking to you, Steve. Great having you on the show.
I picked up a couple.
Yeah,
of
what
these.
did you get?
Okay, so
You wasted all that time making fun of me. I figured you got nothing at this point.
I'm crying on the inside.
Yeah, okay.
I picked up Walgreens has these Walking Dead exclusives.
Oh yeah.
So I picked up like a couple Series 10 Negan 5-inch.
Okay.
Just to kind of add to my.
You're gonna be picking up
Negan
some more today. So
handle, and
Let's talk about the great toy exchange
Yeah.
of 2018.
yeah,
and
you're gonna be getting a bunch today
And
too.
Aaron is. I mean, kind of sucks. I know how much you love those figures, but
Yeah.
you know they're going to a good home.
Well, that and I have a reason. I have to it's kind of one of those things where
But if you ever want them back, you know it's.
I can buy them back.
I do got to compliment you on your shirt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My free Negan T-shirts
Yeah.
in the comics.
You can buy them back at an uptick. Of,
at
see,
a 50% interest.
So let's see. Whole box of Walking Dead figures, about $1,000.
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
No, but
Plus that collectible Negan that you told us about on the show that you guys guested on my show.
Yeah, remember the
Negan statue.
the Negan statue that's going for like tons of money.
Oh, the McFarlane.
Yeah.
I own that.
Yeah, no, you told him on the show.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
no, we know you have.
we get it, Jerry. Yeah, no, I mean, and that's a whole different story too. I came home from work. I had one. I had to sell it for financial reasons. Caught myself up with it. I sold that statue for like $1,200.
Yeah.
I come home from work. There's a giant box on my front step where my house is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell? I'm like, oh, what did my dad order?
Yeah.
Golf clubs, a whole box of golf balls because he loves them balls. So, bring it inside, open it up, and it's the McFarlane cardboard box that it's in. And I went, and it says Negan resin statue. They made 1,000 of them, and the one I originally had was... No, I'm sorry, they made 100 of them. My bad, not 1,000, 100. The original one I had was number 75. This one's number 15.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know numbers are huge with that.
Oh, yeah, big, yeah.
Whoever has number 1,
Oh, yeah.
done. To this day, this was a year and a half ago, I still don't know who got me that statue. We just met this past August.
Okay, so then not her.
Not her. No. And
I didn't. I'll just clarify it now. I didn't tell you about Shawn Michaels. I didn't buy the Keegan either.
I met you in
Wild move.
December, so it wasn't me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. So I'm...
Present company excluded, I guess.
I don't know to this day, but whoever it is, thank you.
More than likely, it's the benefactors down the hallway.
Yeah.
More than likely, it's one of your parents. More than likely,
I don't live with my parents anymore.
Well, you did.
I did. Oh, God damn it, Aaron.
We all lived with our parents.
Now, Aaron,
There's nothing to be ashamed of.
Last time I checked,
Aaron Holiday is on such a roll today.
your parents don't just take you down the street and drop you off and be like, now you raise him, we'll take him back when he gets older. Like, you live with your parents at a certain point.
No, because I doubt it, because when I sold it, they're like, well, how much is this statue going for? I'm like $1,500. My dad said, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I'm
He's
sure.
Like, yeah.
I'm sure he's like, good.
No, you know what he
Get
said?
the hell out of
No,
here.
he does this thing where he'll sit back like, Jer, really, dude? I'm like, no, I guess I don't. But it came home and I asked him, like, did you get me this? He goes, hell no, I didn't get you.
Yeah, but your dad likes to do that for the story.
But I don't...
To be like, hell no.
Yeah, hell no, I didn't buy you this thing. What are you, nuts?
Sitting there watching fucking golf.
Yeah, golf on his phone, NASCAR on the television.
Yep.
So, you know the routine.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, no, I mean, like I said, Aaron, I thank you for allowing me to buy your Walking Dead figures off you.
No worries, man.
It's going to a good cause.
It's yeah.
It goes to a house.
I'm buying a fucking house. It's a little different.
Hopefully a house I can come
If this
visit.
was me selling it to buy more figures, woo, yeah, I'm sleeping outside.
Oh, yeah.
It's just one of those things. It's like I have a decent amount of them, and they are awesome. I don't have anywhere to have them right now. That's changing. I can have a house to put them in, but at the same time, it's like I haven't even seen an episode of this season, so I don't know what's going on.
For real?
Yeah, well, Cody app is dead.
Oh, is
So
it?
I can't fucking download it there. I don't go online very often.
You gonna be around in August? Because that's when the season gets over.
Yeah, oh no. No, it'll be on Netflix
Oh, yeah, that's right.
at
Okay.
some point, right
Yeah.
before the season starts, so I'll get it.
Don't ask me because I'm trying to catch up on
Yeah.
Ash vs. Evil Dead because I have not seen a single lick. So.
Oh,
Dude,
wow.
it's-
I tried to watch it.
And it got canceled.
Oh, kills me. I love that show's phenomenal.
I have to catch up on it. So.
God damn it, Aaron. Matt for 1,000 over here.
Yeah, no, I've been rewatching Parks and Rec, so for like the fifth.
I was saying,
time.
is this like your 8th time?
Yeah,
watching
it's
it?
the fifth time.
I saw a thing where it says how to watch a movie in 2018. Turn on Netflix, try to find a movie, scroll through 500 movies, pick a episode or pick a show you've already seen before, pick a random episode and look at your phone for 45 minutes.
That's what I do, yeah.
Really, that's all you do now.
Wow.
I probably watch like The Office 10 full times all the way through and maybe watched it twice.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
I'm not gonna lie. I'm rewatching Parks and Rec.
I know, I've done it with The Office. I go.
Is it,
fucking-
is
No,
it, is it
no,
just for Chris Pratt because of Avengers Infinity War?
No, not at all.
I like Parks and Rec's funny.
I love Ron Swanson. Like, I disagree
that's your
with
guy.
some of his like.
I'm surprised
Thought
you like
pro-
Parks and Rec and not The Office. They're written by the same people.
No, I know, and I also think The Office is really good. I just think whatever.
It's just too dry for you.
Yeah,
The Parks and Rec is a little more lively.
and I think it's a little bit more. I think the awkward humor that hurts me.
Right. That bums me.
That bums me. We went over this in the last episode of BS Nerds. I basically said, "You all right?"
I'm good.
Basically said,
She wants coffee. So.
"Yeah." So basically, I said, "Well, I have the Keurig machine over there.
No, but she likes Dunkin' Donuts,
Oh.
caramel swirl iced coffee,
Okay.
cream of liquid sugar.
I have a caramel like
Aaron's like,
creamer
"No, I
in
have
there.
the Dunkin' Donuts
I have
caramel
stuff. No, I don't have
Keurig."
that.
Wait, you know what else you have?
What?
Fucking Shawn Michaels Funko Pop.
I do. You don't have it. All right. So
On the wall.
on that note,
Can we just end this episode
we
now?
can get out of here. All right, guys. Thanks for coming on, Steve.
Yeah,
Appreciate
always,
it.
Always a pleasure, man.
You'll definitely be a reoccurring character on this show.
Yes.
Especially with all the CSW shows and everything coming up.
And I appreciate you guys having me on, and I'm looking forward to bringing more material for you guys.
Yeah, man.
The BSN Network is
Yeah, we're happy to have you.
ever expanding.
Don't confuse destruction with expansion.
That is us.
So try.
That's the guy. Funko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yep.
Aaron, by the way.
Yep, got it.
That's solely Aaron. Just in the back.
Just all Aaron.
Nailed it.
Feel it.
Feel it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am out of here. Good night. Steve's waving.
Get the hell up. You know what time it is. It's time to keep on rolling, baby.